Hey guys, Anthony, 4B4 Diesel. Another question that's come up a few times. What tools? What tools? What tools? What tools? Okay, good question. This is a can of worms. What tools? Okay, because you want to know what tools you need. So you're going to start, doing a bit of work on your own vehicle, and you want to know what tools you need. Now, firstly, I just want to give you this warning. If you shouldn't be touching motor vehicles, if it's not you, if you're not mechanically minded, mechanically apt, you shouldn't do it, okay? This is a can of worms because there's better quality tools, there's cheaper tools, there's do you really need that or not or whatever. So, of course, what can I give you? I can only give you my opinion, okay? And I don't know what you've got and what you haven't got. I don't want you to go out and waste money buying a heap of tools that you don't need. But on the other hand, you don't want to get caught out with things you do need. So what I'm going to do is pretend I've got no tools. I'm going to try and be you, right? I've got no tools and I'm not a commercial repairer or mechanic or whatever. I'm a D.I.y. I'm just working on my own car sorts of things. So you don't want to spend $1,000 on a torque wrench kind of thing. And we might not even get to torque wrenches because we're going to start off with the most basic tools first. I'm going to throw tools onto the bench into the picture and just quickly explain what, why. The most commonly used tools, I suppose, on Prados and Hiluxes, probably without getting into the heavy stuff. I'm talking about in the car, under the bonnet, you're fitting up accessories, your dual battery system, or you're doing a service and doing your filters, or you might be, let's maybe include some of the tools that'll be handy for doing injectors. And I suppose if you've got these main tools, you can do most things, but then you might just need to go and buy a couple of specialist tools to get some other jobs done. So we'll add those little specialist tools in maybe. So get your pen and paper ready if you haven't already, or you can just watch it. You can stand in Bunnings and watch this video. I'm not suggesting you go to Bunnings to buy these tools either. There's different places around, and if there's anyone watching that works at a tool shop that can offer a special deal, something like Total Tools that's Australia-wide, or someone that works at Bunnings, feel free to contact me. My contacted numbers are all over the place on our Facebook pages, on our YouTube, and I just drop it every now and then like that. There it is at the top. There's all the pages, phone numbers at the top, whatever, right? Text me first. Please text me, very busy. Obviously we've got to go through those texts and see who we can call and whatever. If you can offer a deal that we can give everyone to save them a discount across Australia to go and buy tools from you, where you guarantee it's awesome value for money, then we're interested in setting up deals like that for the people. So first thing, value for money. I've got a few different sets of tools, mainly that you take in the car when you go on a trip, because you've got a Toyota, it's reliable, you don't need any tools or any spares, which is pretty well about right, but you'd be silly not to take something. This is a pretty good set, this King Chrome set. I'm not saying it's the best in every way. Now I'll give you the tips, like I said, the information. 6-point sockets, right? What do I mean by 6 points? We'll go back to basics because some people don't get it. I'll give you an idea. This is an old set of made in Japan sockets this set was a small set my grandfather gave me when I was a teenager, okay? I'll show you what's left on there, by the way. There's a 19, a 17 that's left. The 14's still there. The 11's still there. It doesn't get used. Every other one's been replaced with a Sid Chrome, a King Chrome, a Snap-on, a Sid Chrome, and a Repco. Anyway, so the point is, look at those. They're the 12 points. See what I mean? So the divots, there's 12 points. I kind of like thinking about it right now without going too deep into thought. I don't even know why you'd make a set of tools like that. This is the shape of the nut and the bolt, right? 6 points, or single hex we used to call it, but it seems to be 6 point is the, you can see there's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get what I mean? Anyway, figure it out. 6 point. That's why we like this set. Don't buy a set like this. If you've got something that's tight, it's more likely it's going to slip or something. It's harder to get in there. It's not going to have much grip. Now, King Chrome have got this system they call, see how it says lock on, professional quality tools. There you go, right? It seems to work well, okay? So I've got to say, I've got other tools there. I'll just go and grab a little, this is a little KC tools, not bad. This is a little KC 6-point socket. You can see a lot of wear and tear on that. I'll use that on injector jobs, but I've also been, as you can see, to compare, it's a 13, sorry. You can see the 12, it's got a bit of use in it, right? Anyway, it works well. Anyway, if I crap on too much, this is going to take forever. So a little 3/8 drive set like that, all you need is metric these days. You don't need imperial, okay? So if you want to keep it simple, the car's metric. Only some crappy aftermarket stuff might be imperial, unfortunately. But a nice little metric set like that, 3/8 drive is your go-to. 1/2-inch drive generally should only be used if something's really tight to crack it loose, or once you get to suspension components, okay? So your 1/2-inch drive, we don't see much use out of that. It's once you get under the car suspension, right? 3/8 drive under the bonnet. The other one that's good, of course, the next thing I'd say is a little, I'll just pull some tools out here. We'll just, okay, so we've covered 3/8, there's your 3/8 set, okay? Metric, keep it simple, sort of 8mm up to 19mm. If it's got a uni joint in there and a little extension, handy, okay? Let's move that out of the way. Just push them over there for now. Let's see if it works out. Quarter drive, of course, little quarter drive set. Because it's quarter drive, it's small, it's light duty, the quality of it doesn't matter as much. So you could probably go in a super cheap and get, I think this is a cheap, again, single hex, that solves your problem. I don't know, chrominadium, yeah, I don't know. Some cheap brand, I'll probably pick those up for $5 or something and went, yeah, spare set of sockets, you lose one, at least you got them sitting there handy when you need it. The old Sid Chrome ratchet's still trusty, right? And of course, Sid Chrome socket there as well. Anyway, a quarter drive set. Go and get yourself another little set. But what I'm saying is you don't need to spend $300 on it. You can probably get one for $20 to $50. It's a nice little set. You can get Sid Chrome if it's within your budget. You can get a cheaper brand if you like. It's mainly the Ratchet. It's the Ratchet that's going to wear out if you don't get something decent. The sockets will probably be okay. Remember, you're not going to be using them much. This is for people that aren't in the trade, right? Cheap quarter drive set, half decent 3/8 drive set. What else do you need? You need some spanners. Let me go and grab an option over here. Right, a set of spanners. Again, just metric. This set's 8 to 19. This is a Stanley set, right? Stanley brought, I think, Sid Chrome or something like that, I don't know, years ago, whatever, and well, you know where it's all made and all that sort of thing. I don't know what tools you can get where anyway, but this is handy because, you can just roll it up so you can take it on trips in the car, and you've got your spanner set, and they're the main sizes that you need. Again, until you get to that heavy duty stuff. So let's just leave that there out of the way. We'll just start piling it on now. If you're doing a lot of work on the vehicle, so that set there, you're probably looking somewhere, I can't remember, maybe less than $100. That should be, $10 a spanner tops, less than that, That set should be, I don't know, $50 or $80, but I don't know. And here you go, the old Sid Chrome Cunningham a man a grand spanner. Same deal, right? You can just roll it up, take it with you. These ones, sorry, those ones, I made a mistake. Those ones over here, they're the Ratchet spanners, okay? I didn't tell you that, right? So, see, Ratchet spanner. Just the straight ones that you just turn it to go the other way, right? Don't get it jammed in a position and go too far where you can't get it out because it's a ratchet spanner. Beware of that. Just your straight, normal combination set like that. That's a combination ring and open end. You can get technical and get spanners that are open on one end and ring on the other and ring on both ends with kicks on the end. Generally, you don't 99.9% of the time. This set of spanners is going to get you out of trouble. Again, about under $100, I'd say. If you want ratchet spanners, it's more if you're commercially using it, you need to get things done quicker. I'd suggest don't go for the ratchet spanner. They can be unreliable, they wear out, they've got a ratchet mechanism. This will get the job done, it's just going to take a bit longer. So there's your tip. Get those, not those. I grabbed the wrong set, but whatever, right? So it doesn't matter, let's just go bada bing over there. So 3/8 drive, beautiful, quarter drive set, some spanners, okay. That's getting a lot of stuff done. I'm just about out. You need a screwdriver set. I'm not going to pull the, yeah, I am going to pull the screw. This is the old first year apprentice. I think I was a teenager when I got those, that tray of Stanleys. And you can see there's a couple of originals. That one's been ground down. That one's been replaced maybe. This is a Sid Chrome. Yeah, a few dodgy ones. Some of these are, look, they change quality over the years. They used to be better than what they were, unfortunately. But this set you can get from Barnings for about $30-$35. It'll do the job for a D.I.Y. if you haven't got a half decent set of screwdrivers, okay? That's pretty well got most things in there that you need. Of course you need a hammer. I'll show you the first year apprentice hammer. There you go, there it is. Right. Sorry about that, bit of an interruption. Yeah, so the old first year apprentice hammer. These little heater hose removing tools can be very handy. This is a snap-on one. Snap-on, what is it saying? It's snap-on. Well, no, it's all worn off anyway. Whatever. Oh yeah, Snap-on. There it is. Yeah, I'll give you the part number. Snap-on A173A USA. That's what it says on it, guys. Anyway, handy tool for removing hoses and clips and all sorts of things, really. While we're at little clips and things, like, you know, you can get little pick sort of things like that. These are handy. They're only a few bucks, so it's handy to have stuff like that. I'm just going to go through the drawers and go, of course you need an extension set, right? So I'll just grab a set that I like that I've got is a king chrome set. Okay, obviously quite long ones, and the shorter one and the shorter one, but they're the wobble extensions. See, they've got that on the end there. Have a good look at that, right? So the sockets wobble a little bit. So when you don't need a uni joint, but you need a bit of movement, so good. That's 3/8 drive, right? So a 3/8 drive set of wobble extensions is something that you might want. Okay. So we're not really going to recap on this. I'm just going through the drawers. I'm not saying this is everything you need. So we've got screwdrivers, we've got spanners, we've got your good 3/8 drive socket set, some extensions for that, a little 1/4 drive set. You might want a 1/2 inch set if you're going to get into suspension and that, you know what I mean? You're just going to wear out and wreck your 3/8 stuff trying to use that, and wreck your own body actually when you slip and whatever. Now, you need an assortment of pliers, and you know what? I'm going to show you my oldest pair of pliers because I like those the best. Okay, pliers. Side cutters, you need good quality to cut wire. These are the Sid Chrome ones. Again, very old, been around for decades. Love quality tools. And then when it comes to things you need every now and then, like an angle set, these one was some El Cheapos, whatever. I don't know even where they came from, but they're actually quite good. The problem with long nose pliers is, see, at the end, sometimes they get bent and they don't stay shut. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to grab a cheapo set. This is, I think, a Caribbean Gardens Market job from about 30 years ago when I was probably 13. See how they close and they open at the end? So you go to grab something small and it doesn't work. Rubbish. I should just throw those in the bin just about, shouldn't I? But they've all got their purpose. When you think of something, it's almost like a pair of circlet pliers, you know what I mean? Anyway, tempted to throw those in the bin now. I won't do it. But look, I've got a whole drawer of, you know, things. So, you know, you got the Irwin multi-grips, vice grips, sorry, I call them vice grips. They are the genuine vice grip. And I'll tell you these other things I've got. These are awesome. Okay, the brand is, they're made in USA. I think they're Crescent or something, is it? Yeah, there it is. See the brand? Can you see the brand there? The bottom here. Crescent. Made in USA. Anyway, really grippy. So I got a set of, like, I think there's 3 different sizes. So things like that come in handy. Look, you don't need to worry about too much. A few basic things like this, I'd say pliers, side cutters will get you going for now, but don't go buy one of those cheap sets, you know, the box sets where you just get a whole heap of rubbish, okay? You get all this stuff you don't need, and it's all just really poor quality stuff. You need to go out and buy a quality pair of pliers. These, I know what brand they are, but they're quality, mate. They're really good. They're staying. I've always liked these ones. I used other people's Sid Chrome ones in workshops, and I liked them, so I got a set, okay? These work fine as well. So they're your 3 main pliers, if you like. We'll call them pliers. Up to the next drawers, what else we got? You know, Allen key set. I'll show you a good Allen key set. What I think's good. And when I say I'm talking about good for you guys, right? This was an Aldi job, mate, right? I've got other Allen keys, but this was an Aldi job, and I reckon this was for about 20 or 30 bucks. Really good value for money. So you got to keep an eye out for some of the Aldi stuff. Can be good, it can be rubbish, of course, but you've got your Allen keys here, which these don't always work out. You know, these are good for working on cars, motorbikes, whatever, where you need something with a bit of leverage, and this one's got the angly one on that end. I find them to be decent quality. I haven't had an issue yet. Again, maybe you want better quality if you're going to use them a lot, but in your case, we're talking DIY. These will do the job. We've got the Stalks Bits on the other end. Now, we've got a whole heap of sets with Stalks Bits and stuff, you know, collections over the years. Look, I've got a little pot here that's got every other bits and piece in there. Plus, there's even more. There's heaps of stuff here. You know, pin punches and special tools. Okay, the other important one for your 3/8 drive, which is your main go-to, remember, your main tools. When we talk tools, not hammers, screwdrivers and pliers, we're talking about your metric spanners, 8 to 19. Most popular sizes are going to be Suspension's around 17, 18, 19. You're not going to use 16 or 15 much at all. You're going to use 14 a lot, 13 a bit, 12 a lot on 12 and 14 are your go-tos on Toyotas, and your 10's very popular on every car, and your 8's. You're not going to see 9 much, or 11, 15, 16, not much, I said that. And the 17, 18, 19, all the suspension sizes sort of thing. Genuine, a lot of 17 and 19, I think. But the other one, 3/8 drive, deep reach sockets. You can see the popular ones that I use. They're out sitting in a place where they're easy to get to, which is the 12 and the 14. 12 would be the most popular. 10's popular too, but we've got what we've got is, look, I'll just show you this little tool tray thing. Right, it's a bits and pieces tray, but all our popular tools, there you go, I should show you that, right? So the crow's foots, we use that for cracking the pops at the top. That's your Sid Chrome off the set. I wouldn't buy the set. We supply you the crow's foot you need with the injector kit. Some adapters, just other stuff I use, these extensions. But yeah, actually the 14's on the gun. That's how popular it is. There it is. So it wasn't even there. Just wanted to show you why they were missing. So I think we've pretty well covered it. So yeah, deep reach in your 3/8 drive, okay, for your main 3/8 drive set. Just leave those there because they're pretty important to remember. With your quarter drive set, okay, here's another thing. You're not really going to need these, but again, these suckers, this is Total Tools, right? You know, what do they call those? I can't remember what you call them. Like Torx, they're not the Stalks Bits, they're whatever they call, something like that. Anyway, does it say on them? I can't remember. You know, I think I've used it. Let's have a look how much wear and tear's in those. Yeah, bugger all. So you don't need any. I think I'll tell you what I use. That one on the studs on the exhaust manifold. That's what it's for. So if you're going to take an exhaust manifold off, it's an E10. There you go. Whatever the tool's called, it's an E10. That's the dirty one. Yep, an E10. All right. Any others used? I don't think I've used any others. Anyway, so we've got a set there, but we only use that one. So that's how often you need one of those. Okay, let's go through. So you notice we haven't said shifter. There's no shifters, you don't need shifters, but it's probably handy to have one or two. A small one, you never know. It's not really anything you're going to work on the car, but like a little 6-inch or an 8 and a 10-inch, a couple of size shifters can be handy sometimes. I just don't really know what for. And of course we've got a whole heap more spanners and other gadgets for our 3/8 drive, but that's your basic tools, guys. So we managed to keep, look, sorry about the interruption. I'll join those two videos. I don't know how long that went for. I was saying we managed to keep it down to 7 minutes, but I don't think so. I think there's another 10 before that. So anyway, comprehensive again, with some value for money ideas on brands of tools, the basics you need. If you want to get in, I did say I might throw in a bit more heavy duty. If you're going to do your Prado front hub bearing things, you need a big heavy duty socket like this. It's a 35, okay? Don't worry what you Google on it. Like I said, just stop listening to other people, okay? It's not 36, it's 35. They can be hard to get a hold of, so a 36 will do the job. There you go. No, it's 35 though. That's for your Prado Hilux front hubs. If you do want to get yourself a decent torque wrench without breaking the bank, as I said before, this is the one we use. It's the Warren and Brown. It's a 321-500. Right, so this is the main one. We've got other ones there, but this is the main one we use. That's what it looks like. It's a, what do you call it, flex beam torque wrench, made in Australia, guys. Okay, so if you can find tools made in Australia, that's a good thing as well. I'm just thinking, you know, look, one of my go-to tools again, of course, that Ryobi Impact Driver Plus One. You shouldn't be using things like this. You're not used to it. Don't start practicing on your car. You can use it to take bash plates off and things like that if it works, if it's strong enough. It depends if they've been over tightened. There's no point me going on too much more. There's not a lot more. If you've got these tools, there's not a lot more you need to do your own injectors. I'm going to go and grab that phone call. Thanks for watching. See ya.